Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. We will be doing exclusive episodes on Spotify and Patreon. And yeah, for what is there now, we do story times. We actually are going to be talking more in depth when it comes to um, not even just astrology, but more or less just kind of like the world, just things that like history wise, like just different things that people don't get to really look into that I feel like as this podcast should be able to talk about. Um, so yes, we are going to get into another free episode for Love and War, which is the second studio album by American singer Tamar Braxton. The album was released on September 3rd, 2013 by Epic Records and Streamline Records. It is Tamar's first studio album in 13 years. Yeah, so she recorded this album in 2011 and then was pretty much done by 2013. But she had not released an album in years. And people, like I said, who had purchased her first album, Tamar, which you guys can check out because I did talk about it, there was not as much marketing and sales, and it did not chart as well. That happens a lot. Um, and I gotta say, I gotta say that was happening a lot more. I can't say that people don't try to market different ways now, but that was happening a lot more back in the day when it came to like the 90s and the 2000s and even the 80s too. Um, but yeah, the album was a success, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 charting. Oh yes, it was selling 114,000 copies. Even though plans for a re-release of the album with a full version of the song, she did that, and a rap remix of One on One Fun in 2014 with additional songs were announced. That idea was eventually scrapped as Love and War was never republished. The album also received 3 56 annual Grammy Award nominations for Best Urban Contemporary Album, Best R&B Performance, and Best R&B Song for Love and War. So she was Grammy nominated for these. But yeah, the album almost made number 1, but was beaten by Ariana Grande's Yours Truly. Okay, there was a time that, and I was saying this when it came to even back in the day where albums would do well, but because there are other people that may have came out already with singles and, you wouldn't even think that they're going to release at a certain time, and bam, here they are. That happens a lot. And I can't blame those that want that for their faves. Just know that their faves got to know when other people's faves are really coming out, because everybody's wanting what they want out there, okay? Which sold 138,000 copies in its first week. So she sold only 20,000 copies less as opposed to Ariana, okay? That should tell you, like, it wasn't too far off. Okay. Oh, yes. I feel like it was only a couple thousand between us, and really, honestly, she has like 10 million followers. I have like 800,000 followers, and that speaks volumes. My audience is not as big as Ariana's. I feel like the attention that Love and War has gotten so far was the right attention, and no one is looking at the charts. After that, my album outsold her for 3 weeks. Ooh. Okay, well, listen. Like I said, let me just read this more. Love and War also debuted at number 2 in digital sales, selling 51,000 copies, being beaten by Yours Truly once again. However, the album sold well physically, selling 63,000, and debuted at number 1 in physical sales. Yours Truly only sold 30,000 physically and debuted at number 7. In its second week, the album sold 35,000 more copies. In its third week, the album sold 20,000 more copies. In its fourth week, the album sold 14,000 more copies, bringing its total album sales to 183,000. The album helped Braxton set the female record for longest time between an initial chart listing and a number one on the U.S. top R&B hip hop albums chart during the SoundScan era from December 1992 to 2013. Okay, so she's a legend for that right there. Yes. And yeah, a first number one on the U.S. top R&B hip hop albums chart. Yeah, wow. Oh wow. The record was previously held by Angie Stone. Oh my God, who waited 8 years and 2 weeks from 1999 to 2007. The album has sold 428,000 copies in the US to date. Wow. And I'm reading this in real time. Like, I don't got time to play with y'all. Like, I'm literally just this is you guys want reaction videos, you guys get a reaction within a commentary, okay? I do both. Why not? I don't got time. I mean, I would do it separate, but I mean, if you guys want like a true authentic, like, I am really reading this like, wait a minute. Angie Stone held that record. Is she not here no more? That's, yeah. Love and War was met with generally positive reviews from music critics. Andy Kellman of AllMusic gave the album 3 out of 5 stars. Oh, wow. In most cases, it didn't do too bad. It actually did good. Yeah, let's see. Let's go into the track list. So the track 1 is The One. Track 2 is Tiptoe. Track 3, Stay and Fight. Track 4 is Love and War. Track 5, All the Way Home. So by track 5, you're just like, oh my God, like, if we had known that you had all this since back in the day, okay, we would have wanted you to kind of come back, much sooner than 13 years, and of course she had a child and, was married and everything. So track 7, she did that, okay. Track 8, Hot Sugar. Yeah, okay, I remember that song. Track 9, Pieces. Okay, yes. Track 10, Where It Hurts. Track 11, Prettiest Girl. Track 12, Sound of Love. Track 13, White Candle. Track 14, Thank You, Lord. And then the Best Buy bonus track, track 15, Black Tears. So yeah, the album to me didn't do bad. I thought it did good. To be honest with you, it did chart in the UK R&B albums chart with it being number 34. But by the end of the year, it was still on the Billboard 200 at 110, and the top R&B hip hop albums, chart at 25. So that is not too bad, as far as to still be charting, okay? And then for the year end, as far as for 2014, she still was at 150, as opposed to U.S. top R&B hip hop albums chart with 28. So only 3 spots up within a year, as opposed to 40, throughout the public. And mind you, we already had got, what, Beyonce's self-titled. Okay, I think Nicki released Pink Print. You had Rihanna, who had already, started to kind of disappear, which, we was trying to understand where you're going, because Unapologetic was legend. Like, I mean, it was legend, and we did get a very much legendary anti, which you guys can check out. You can check out all of Rihanna's commentaries from me, definitely, because it is Pisces season. Why not? Okay, so yes, I thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I'll be back with more.